Brothers decided to reissue two Final Destination movies on Blu-ray since they're coming out with, or since they came out with the new Final Destination movie. They also put like the original on DVD, and 2 was also on DVD. But for some reason, the only Blu-ray releases are Final Destination 2, which some people consider to be the best one of the bunch, and then The Final Destination, which was supposed to, I think, be the last one at the time, which I highly regard as the worst. But nonetheless, we'll start off with Final Destination 2. This is the one that pretty much made everybody scared to get on the interstate. Made me scared to get on the interstate when I was a kid. Also, made me very paranoid to be behind a log truck. So yeah, this one might be the most talked about out of all the Final Destination movies. This one, when did this come out? I feel like they should just put the year somewhere, or maybe I'm missing the year. But yeah, this is like, I want to say 2000, 2003? Yeah, 2003. Fresh out of high school when this one came out. She returns from the first film. Everybody else is new. Basically, at the start of the movie, everybody's, getting on the interstate. This girl's friends are getting on the interstate, and terrible stuff happens. And she has that premonition, and she stops it. But then and pretty much the only ones that survive that situation out of her, well, she survives it. The rest of her friends die. But then these people who are also on the interstate with this cop here are the ones that joins her as they try to figure out what is going on. They seek her for help, excuse me, and that's basically the movie. It's a interesting movie. It's exciting. It's at the time it was still pretty fresh. So I would say if you were looking for like a movie of its time period, it's probably one of the better horror movies of that year. It feels very 2003. I'll say that much. It has that going. There's some CGI that might be questionable. Other than that, though, there is some very cool kills. There's the whole hospital scene, which is kind of nerve-wracking. There's the whole thing of trying to come up with the concept of how you can beat death. How you can, make your way through it without having it come get you. It's a fun movie. It's a really fun movie, and it's something that I think maybe that's that there's more of them. I don't want to think that it's all the way kind of undersold now, but I feel like 2 still deserves a whole lot of credit because it ain't the original, but I think it's actually probably better than the original. You get a commentary, deleted scenes, 3 featurettes, 2 music videos, theatrical trailer. There's your comic relief there. But yeah, it's a good movie. It's a solid movie. I give it a 3.5 out of 5. It's a reissue, but it's a press disc. It's the same disc that they put out before. If you didn't pick it up before, which I have the combo one that had all of them. Then that brings us to the low point of the Final Destination series, 2009's The Final Destination, the one that took place at a racing event. And if you want to talk about questionable CGI, the questionable CGI is in full effect here with this one. Do they get creative with kills at times? Yes, maybe. But it's kind of just hard to be paid any attention, really, with the fact of how bad the CGI is. On top of that, I think the whole third act kind of gets reneged a little bit, which seems like a bit of a waste because you got a guy having premonitions. Well, he kind of has a premonition. It's almost the whole third act, and then it just kind of abruptly ends. So it's, and then the ending is what it is. This one here was never something that was on my radar as being good. Thank God Final Destination 5 came out and was one of the better entries in the series because, it just, it was probably one of the better entries in the series and had one of the most creative twists ever. This one's just there. This one, probably the one that almost killed it. I have no idea how you went from 5 to all the gap we had before we had the new one. But this one was rough. And I don't like racing. I don't like NASCAR. So maybe that's one reason why. Because I'll never be at a race for anything like that to happen. But what was labeled as the Final Destination is obviously the worst there. 2 alternate endings. I don't think anyone's better than what we got. And what we got wasn't good. The Final Destination, pre-visualization, and storyboard, body count, the deaths of Final Destination. So yeah, 2.5 out of 5. Not very good. Do not recommend it. Even though 2.5 is better than most come-of-the-mill horror films, but yeah, not the best. But these 2, back on Blu-ray, back in print for some reason. They're not BDRs. They're straight up real discs. They're just reissues. Maybe they'll reissue the original in part 3, which I think part 3 is very underrated. So yeah, that's what you got.